Hello, you're listening to a We Will Fix It podcast short with Colin Thomas and myself, James Piecowye.
What's the general procedure when you're putting up photos on the stairs? What's from A to Z? What do they have to do?
So first of all, you've got to work out every client in that situation has a different vision in their mind.
Oh.
So the first thing, and we stress it in every team. In fact, we've got a whiteboard, which is in our big meeting room. So we've got a room that literally takes all of our staff in one hit. And on the back of that, Dan wrote about 3 months ago, communication in massive letters right the way across a 2-meter board.
So this becomes a big thing for the teams, communicating things they've learned, things...
No, it's the other way around, which is you need to get the vision of your client, the customer, so that you can understand what is in their mind and what they want you to deliver.
So they have to be a little psychic, because sometimes the client knows exactly what they want, but the ability to put it into words is impaired.
Yeah, and again, part of the reason why we employ our guys is because of their level of English. Obviously, the majority, in fact, all of our staff out in the field are Filipino, so they are speaking their second language in most cases. So therefore, for them to communicate, not just to show their ability and what they do, but to understand the vision of a client who may also be speaking in their second language as well,
right,
is quite an interesting scenario and part of what we are there to do. So we stress to them, it's part of the reason why we have a blanket ban on anything apart from English as communication methods, because our guys need to practice and practice and practice to make sure that they're at a level that they can understand and be understood effectively for these kind of briefings.
So job number one, if I'm calling up We Will Fix It, or I'm doing it myself, is be clear on what I want. Does drawing it out help? Like if I have a little diagram of this is what I'm thinking, or pictures from Home and Garden magazine or Harper's Arabia or Architectural Digest.
Our perfect scenario is a combination of those. First of all, on the floor, we ideally we'd love the client to have it laid out in the kind of rough design that they would like. After that, if they have some imagery of what they've seen online, Pinterest, this is what we're thinking it's going to look like.
And if you're in someone else's house, just ask if you can take those pictures. But take them, because it's typically you're at your cousin's, your friend's, your best mate's place, and you see it and you go, oh, I want to do that.
Yes, exactly.
And then you try to remember it. Just snap a picture.
Oh, well, we've got basically the way we operate is my brother-in-law and sister-in-law in the villa, as far as I'm concerned, they're there as the guinea pigs. So you try it. If I like it, we're going to use it too. Hence, I've got the identical sofas that they've got. But if it doesn't work, dark colours on walls, then we're going to leave it. So basically, whenever I'm there, I'm trying to be suggestive about whatever it is that we were thinking of doing. See if I can persuade them to do it and then go, no, that didn't work. Actually, they've repainted that wall now after... They always... See, that's one of the problems about being in the industry. You tend to get asked your opinion afterwards.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm not very good at lying.
What do you think? It's awful.
No, it's just that it's that pregnant pause before you say, "Oh yeah, it's wonderful."
They kind of go, "You hate it, don't you?" Well,
Well, you know what? If you want an opinion from me, you should know by now what you're going to get. So I try and be diplomatic, but even with the diplomatic words, people are very clear about just how much I hate it.
Yeah.
So so that's that. Okay. So
lay out the photos.
Yeah, get it laid out. Get the image.
Have an idea.
Yeah.
Have everything you can show to communicate with the installers, with the artisans who are going to make this come to life. What you want.
Now, if you imagine the key to this is
we need a drum roll here. The key.
Yeah, and that is, where is the parallel line to the staircase angle that you're looking to use? Is it at the bottom of the images, the top of the photos, or quite often it's a midpoint?
I never even thought of that.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the nightmare. That is the one generally that you will see, because the whole idea of what you're normally trying to create with a photo collage rather up the stairs is, I've just thrown it up. Yeah. 5 minutes. I just threw it up.
Yeah, no.
So if you have a straight line bottom or top, that shows that it's had a huge amount of planning. However, if you take a midpoint, so you have others that are above and below, but they balance basically around this midpoint, then, I just threw it up. It's just something I just came up with in 2 minutes flat. Oh, of course I did it all myself. Yeah. So that's where it gets. That's where we earn our money.
So have an idea beforehand how you want this to, and then it just makes everything progress much quicker.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's probably multiple phone calls back and forth between husband and wife and talking about things. And
oh no, husband's not involved with this one. No. This is purely aesthetic. So
Okay.
I'm not allowed near the aesthetics. Be serious.
Okay.